Jump into some heaters this week.
All right, Em. This is my heater. I dare you to hit it.
Hot shit. I'm going too hot, lady.
Here comes the hot sniper.
Heaters, week 7. Brought to you by denversportsbetting.com. Make sure you guys check out denversportsbetting.com to get your edge on sports betting, man. For all your analysis, for all your breakdowns, they have some really good writers on there from MMA to college football, pro football, different segments. Obviously, we do the heaters on there. So make sure you guys check out denversportsbetting.com to get your edge, get some extra plays. Also follow them on social media at Denver Sports Betting. All right, Dow, first one up. What you got?
Let's take a look at Green Bay, which is -3.5 versus Houston Texans. We're looking at Aaron Rodgers is out for revenge. He's on his revenge tour, heading to Texas this week. Green Bay was held to just 3.3 yards and 10 total points. Talk about the perfect time for a bounce-back game, baby. Houston gives up 5.4 yards per carry on the ground and 7.2 yards per pass attempt. I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers will have a much cleaner game coming off the last game with 2 picks. Green Bay, -3.5.
Great cash, homie.
I'm with you on this one, Dal. I said a couple weeks ago, I love betting on great quarterbacks coming off losses as long as they're not huge favorites. Dating back to last year, the grouping of Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes, and Tom Brady are 8-3 against the spread after a defeat, as long as they're not favored by more than a touchdown the next game. That fits this scenario with Rodgers at -3.5. Getting an elite quarterback when he's focused is a great opportunity to make some money, and I believe Rodgers will be focused here. There won't be any Kringleberry dances. I will note, though, David Bakhtiari. Big time injury to him last week.
Huge.
Didn't practice yesterday. The valuable left tackle, if he's out for the Green Bay Packers, I'm not going to say I don't still like the Packers, but it worries me a little bit.
Sure.
I do think Houston, either way, they're going to be a little bit deflated after the overtime loss last week. I'm with you. I'm taking the Packers -3.5.
Great cash, homie.
Second one, let's take a look at Carolina +7.5 versus New Orleans Saints. So the Panthers obviously still sitting McCaffrey for one more week. He has looked like he might be available for week 8. That being said, they're a surprising 3-1 straight up and 3-1 against the spread without McCaffrey, with all 3 against the spread wins coming as an underdog with a spread of 7.5 or higher. Notice the spread is +7.5. Interesting, right? New Orleans has been favored in each of their 5 games, but have dropped 3 of those contests straight up. The 7.5 points is the highest spread of the year, and the Saints are 1-4 against the Panthers over the last 5 meetings. So historically, this does not bode well either. I'm riding Carolina until they let me down. I rode them hard a couple weeks ago, and I still think they're looking good.
Seems easy, even off a bye, huh?
Yeah, even off a bye, and they're fully rested, and you're going to have Michael Thomas back.
I don't know for sure. I just saw that today.
Did you?
I just saw this morning.
What happened?
I saw a report this morning. He retweaked the hamstring.
Gotcha.
That's all. That's what I saw. We don't know for sure if he's out, but that's what I saw. Even looking better for your pick.
Yeah, no doubt. Carolina +7.5.
Great cash, homie.
Oh. I hate betting on my own team, right? Chiefs at Broncos this week. I think we're going to have to do it. Dude, Denver's D played out of their mind last week against the Patriots. And now, while the Patriots isn't, I wouldn't say it's a juggernaut offense, you were against Bill Belichick off of a bye. That's pretty impressive. The Patriots were also missing 3 offensive linemen, though. We could have a similar scenario this week for the Chiefs, as they're already down a couple linemen, and they had right tackle Mitchell Schwartz leave last week's game against Buffalo with a back injury. Schwartz was not practicing yesterday, and if he's unable to go, I really like Denver's chances at keeping it within 10 points. I'm going to go ahead and take Denver in a cold, snowy game here in the Mile High City. Yeah. Broncos +9.5.
Great cash, homie.
Let's take a look at Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Los Angeles Chargers at -7. The Jags got absolutely embarrassed and destroyed last week by the Lions. They limped away with not only just an L, but more injuries on defense. Check this out. Miles Jack, questionable. RB Jones, questionable. Safety, Gerard Wilson, all questionable. The Jags, one of the league's worst bets at losing margin against the spread, has been nearly 13 points a game, dude, since week 2 this year. The Chargers defense should get a huge boost with Melvin Ingram and Justin Jones coming back. The Chargers defense is only allowing 2.4 tutties per game, and the Chargers, fresh off a bye, baby, Chargers -7.
Great cash, homie.
I don't think the spread's high enough on this one. I'm with you. It may seem weird because the Chargers are 1-4 and they're more than a touchdown favorite over the 1-5 Jags.
Right.
But think about it this way. The Chargers have had double-digit leads over their previous opponents, Bucs and Saints. Pretty good teams, right?
True.
They were banged up in those games, though. Couldn't quite hold on to the leads, or they lost late.
Couldn't finish games. Yep.
Right. They'd be 3-2 right now with wins over Brady and Breeze if they had won those games. If that were the case, what would this spread be? -13, -14? You'd have a 3-2 team that had just beat those two squads coming in against this banged up Jacksonville team. Right now, the spread's -7.5. Like I said, I would have taken it at 10. I'm with you on this one. Chargers off a bye with the extra rest, -7.5.
Straight cash, homie.
All right, for my fourth pick, let's look at the 49ers versus the Patriots. Patriots at -2. The 49ers, Raheem Mostert is out, it looks like, this week. So there's no versatility in the run game, if you ask me. And if we know anything about Belichick and the Patriots, it's attacking. The biggest weapon that's shutting down Jimmy G so he can't get it to Kittle, so he can't get it to Samuel, so he can't get it to Ayuk. They are going to obviously leverage that success with obviously shutting down the one person who can control the game. Jimmy G is going to be shut down. The Patriots only had 2 days of practice coming into week 6, lost to Broncos. So let's not put a lot of steam and effort into that with the whole COVID stuff. Traveling West Coast to East Coast doesn't ever bode well, in my opinion, especially for the California Kings this week. Patriots -2.
Straight cash, homie.
Seahawks at Cardinals.
Love this one.
I'm going to go with this one here. I think there's just too big of a disparity between the time off that these two teams have had. You had the Seahawks, who are coming off of a bye, while meanwhile the Cardinals just played on Monday night. Having said that, post-Monday night teams that have had to deal with elite quarterbacks have not done well. If we know anything about Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll, it's all about preparation. That is what they do. I think they're going to take advantage of this time off. I think they're going to come in with a solid game plan, and they're going to know how to exploit the Arizona defense. My only real concern here is safety Jamal Adams for Seattle. In the games Jamal Adams has not played, they've been getting gashed on defense, and it's a defense that's not good already. Trust me, Kyler Murray's going to make some plays. Hopkins is going to make some plays. The Cardinals are going to make plays here. Don't get me wrong. If Jamal Adams plays, I feel a lot better about this pick.
Right.
But either way, I'm rolling with Seattle -3.5 on the road.
Straight cash, homie.
You know what? This is my same pick as well. You cannot beat the prep of Pete Carroll. You cannot beat the prep, the study of a Russell Wilson, especially having the bye. Chris Carson needed this additional week to get healthy. I love this. Their run game is insane, and I think we're going to finally see not the Legion of Boom that we saw years ago. We're going to see a good Seattle D. I think their preparation is going to show us enough, so I'm riding with you on this one.
Straight cash, homie.
Last one for me, man. I went back and forth. There was a couple ones I said I liked the Bears game over the Rams. There's a couple different ones I liked, and I actually liked the Saints in your pick over same thing off the bye. I like Sean Payton and Drew Brees off the bye there, but I didn't go with that. I took this one, and am I taking the bait? Is this too easy? The Bills at the Jets. Man, I was a little worried with the Dolphins against the Jets last week, and they shut them out, right? Yeah. The sports books have really been pumping up the spread now on the Jets because they're tired of losing money on them.
Totally.
Adam Gase is the gift that keeps on giving, and after all, he is 0-6 against the spread this week. Wow. Hopefully we can make it 0-7 and cash one. All but one of the Jets' losses this year have been by double digits, except for that shootout against your boy Rippon. Remember that one?
I do.
Against the Broncos, Thursday nighter. Now, it's unclear if Darnold or Flacco is going to start this weekend, but doesn't really matter.
Right.
They only have one threat on offense. It's Jamison Crowder. Yes, he'll get his catches, but Buffalo's fierce defensive line will easily overwhelm the Jets' poor blocking. This is one that just feels way too easy. I think Flacco and Darnold are going to have a ton of turnovers dealing with that Buffalo defense. And if there was ever a get-right game for Josh Allen, does he need a get-right game? That kind of makes me nervous too, because it's like it just feels too easy.
Yeah, a confidence builder.
Yeah.
This is it.
But the Jets are the worst team I've ever seen.
100%.
I'm rolling with the Buffalo Bills and the Bills Mafia. Bills, minus the big number. Bills minus 12.5.
Straight cash, homie.
God damn, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, it is. So that's what we're going to do this week, baby. Dal and I are on the Packers.
Love it.
Minus 3.5 together over the Texans. We are on the Chargers. Minus 7.5 over the Jaguars. And we're on the Seahawks. Minus 3.5 over the Cardinals. We're on those ones together. That is straight agreement.
I know. I can't even get 5 from you.
Straight cash, homie.
Dow also has the Patriots minus 1.5, and then the Panthers plus 7.5. I'm rolling with the Broncos at home in a snowy one against Pat Mahomes and the Lamborghinis. Broncos plus 9.5. I'm scared, and I'm rolling with Buffalo minus the big number. Bills minus 12.5. There are your week 7 heaters brought to you by DenverSportsBetting.com.